Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to Temple Bethel's Erev Shabbat services. I'm Joel Henkin, the cantor's husband.
And I'm Cantor Jeff Fine. Welcome.
Some things for you to know at the beginning. In the Mishkan Tefillah, the page numbers are the same for both the virtual and the print editions. Please write in now and say Shabbat Shalom to one another, and don't forget to use the emoji buttons.
We're going to begin, and as we begin, I want to thank Debbie Jopp, who is our accompanist, for being here on our Friday nights. We are in our sanctuary. This is not a screen background, and I'm thrilled that she is here to play beautiful music that we sing to together. We're going to begin with one of the psalm texts, Sadiq Katamar. You can find it on page 355 at the top. And the text says, "The righteous bloom like a date palm. They thrive like a cedar in Lebanon." Join with us. Sadiq Katamar yifrach yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach. Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge yizge. Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge yizge. Sadiq Katamar, Sadiq Katamar yifrach yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach yifrach, Sadiq Katamar yifrach. Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge yizge. Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge, Ke'erez balvanon yizge yizge.
We welcome, for the honor of lighting the Shabbat candles, Suze and Bert Peters. They are soon to be new members, and they're celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. Please light your candles, and the blessings are on page 2.
Good to see you.
Back up a little bit, huh? Oh, this way, so you can be seen. There we go. Okay. You can see us, you can hear us okay?
Great.
Perfect.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good to see you. We'll see you a little later in the service. The candles look beautiful.
With Thanksgiving weekend here, we continue to welcome Shabbat with songs that show gratitude to God, beginning on the top of page 12 with L'chu Nuranana. Come, let us sing joyously to God and raise a shout.
L'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, l'chu neranena l'Adonai. L'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, l'chu neranena l'Adonai. L'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, l'chu neranena l'Adonai. L'chu neranena, l'chu neranena, l'chu neranena נרננה לאדוני. נריע, נריע לצוי אישנו נקדמה פניו בתודה. נריע, נריע לצוי אישנו בזמירות נריע לו. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. Last time. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני. לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה, לכו נרננה לאדוני.
I love that song. Join us now on page 344, the third paragraph, for Shir Chadash, Sing All the Earth a New Song to God.
Shir Adonai kol haaretz, Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shir Adonai, Shir Adonai kol haaretz, Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shir Adonai kol haaretz, Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
Now we welcome the Shabbat bride on pages 20 and 21. We sing the first, second, fifth, and ninth verses, and will rise on the ninth verse and face the entrance of our holy places.
Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. La 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 la, lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu el hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila la 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 la, Lechadodi likrat likrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Ligrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nisuchal, sof maaseh b'machshavati, la 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 la. Lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha lecha dodi, ligrat ligrat kala, penei penei Shabbat nekavela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech komi ori, 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 shidaveri, kivod Adonai alayich נגלה לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
We conclude the opening part of our service with the Chatzi Kaddish on page 26. Amen.
ועמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכו נביאו מכון, ובחייכו בית ישראל. בגלה, ובזמן קריב ואמרו.
Amen.
יהי רבה מבורך, לעולם ויומיה יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה
בריחו.
בריחו לאל מנחה ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעמה ואמרו.
Amen. Please rise for the Baruchu on page 28 and face east.
Lai lai la lai lai lai, ya la lai lai la lai lai, oh lai lai lai, ya la lai lai lai, ya la lai lai la lai lai, oh lai 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 la lai 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 la lai lai la lai lai, oh ya lai 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 la lai 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 la lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai.
We are at page 30. Together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umasader et hakochavim, b'mishparotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tzevaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. And we continue with Ahavat Olam on page 32.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amachavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu lemadta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu uvkumneinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratcha uv'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael Ohev Amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. We continue now with V'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Vishnantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shiftecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha Ukishartam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha Uchetavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeiti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Lihiot Lachem Lelohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
We'll hold our place on page 40 and turn to page 342 as we join together in Miriam's song.
And the women dancing with their timbrel followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances towards the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one that we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced the whole night long. And Miriam stood upon the shores, gazed across the seas. The wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one that we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance tonight. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'edar b'kodesh, Torah tehi lo rosei pele, Torah tehi lo rosei pele. Malechotecha ra'ovanecha, bokei hayam, livnei Moshe u'Miriam, zeli anu ve'amru, zeli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, join with us. Yalai, lai, yalai, la 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 la, yalai, lai, yalai, la 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 la, yalai, la la la, yalalai, 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 la, yalalai, la, la. V'nemar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Baruch Shemo.
Gal Yisrael.
Amen. We are now at page 43 at the top. We read together and then join with Cantor Fine to sing the Hebrew. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Ata Adonai Haporei Sukat Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch Ata Adonai Haporei Sukat Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch Ata Adonai Haporei Sukat Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
We continue together on page 44 for the Vishamru. Tonight we have a new Vishamru melody that we'll practice for a couple of weeks. It is by the Jewish folk composer Danny Nichols.
So I'm going to teach you the chorus first. It happens at the beginning and it happens at the end. And as we do it over the weeks, you'll start to get the choruses as well. It's a beautiful melody. Listen to it once and then sing it with me the second time. It goes like this. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam brit olam. That's all there is. Try it. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam brit olam. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai. Et ha-shamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash v'shamro v'nei Yisrael et ha-shavat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam brit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat.
That's very cool. I haven't heard that one before.
I'm glad you like it.
I really like it. We continue with Tefillah now on page 46 to 52. We rise and face east. Adonai sifat haitivtach ufia giteilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'avav Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRoach Umorid HaGashem Mechakel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim O Matir Asurim O Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Bal Gevurot O Midom Melach Melech Memit O Mechaye O Matzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kedoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh.
Please be seated. We continue Tefillah on page 54 in the middle. Join with me. You set aside the seventh day for your name, the pinnacle of creation, and you blessed it above all other days, more sacred than all festival times. So it is written in your Torah, the heaven and the earth were finished and all their array. On the seventh day, God completed the work that had been done, ceasing then on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy and ceased from all the creative work that God had chosen to do. We now read together at the bottom of page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let the worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, sha'otcha levadecha b'yirah na'avod. For our Modim prayer tonight, I'd like you to consider the following question. What are some of our own gifts that we are thankful for this week? And also that it is our obligation to share with other people. One example might be teaching someone to come online for the first time. Please write your thoughts in the chat. I think for me, it would have to be laughter, especially this week. If that's something I can share with other people, it's a good thing.
And I think for me, thinking back on Thanksgiving dinner last night, it's making friends and being a little silly and playing games and eating and coordinating. And like Joel said, seeing people laugh and smile.
Let's now conclude the tefillah with the prayer for peace, Shalom Rav. It is on page 60.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adom lechol ha-shalom. Ki ata hu melech adom lechol ha-shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amecha Yisrael bechol eit uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amecha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We pause now for silent meditation, offering our own words and thoughts to God.
Ledor Vador, from generation to generation, we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise will never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador, Nagid God Lecha, Olenetzach Netzachim, Olenetzach Netzachim, Kedosh Atcha Nakdish, Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador, Nagid God Lecha, Olenetzach Netzachim, Olenetzach Netzachim, Kedosh Atcha Nakdish, V'shivchacha Eloheinu, מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד, כי אל מלך גדול, כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך נקדיש. ברוך אתה אדוני, ברך וברוך שמו. האל, האל, הקדוש, So now I'll ask Bert and Suzanne to reappear as if by magic, so that we can honor them with a blessing, an anniversary blessing. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, we welcome you again, and we offer this blessing for your 25th wedding anniversary. The couple renews their vows every 5 years and have done so wherever they lived all over the world. Sometimes it's a cave in a natural forest, sometimes it's standing on Masada, sometimes it's on a plateau in Australia. This year, and their first year together, they had it at their new home. And now this year, the 25th year, in Tacoma, they're going to begin again in a new home. So we wish them mazel tov. It's almost done. With COVID, it's taking a little longer. So I have this blessing for you this evening. Source of laughter and gladness, let your presence always accompany these loving companions. May each year be a new year of exploration, of finding the newness and the joy within one another. May you continue to hold and heal one another, to learn and to laugh, to grow and to be grateful. May your hearts ever be open to one another, and may your love continue to deepen and flower. And we say together, Amen.
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 To bow your heads a little bit for the threefold benediction that goes like this. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichoneka. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you, and may God bring you always and forever peace. Amen. Amen. And we sing together. Simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simmen tov, mazel tov, simmen tov. Yelanu. It's okay to dance with each other. Yelanu, yelanu, olecho Yisrael. Yelanu, yelanu, olecho Yisrael. Yelanu, yelanu, olecho Yisrael. Yelanu, yelanu, olecho Yisrael. Mazel tov. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you soon.
Likewise.
Mazel tov, you too. Welcome to the congregation.
Welcome.
Thank
Our sermon tonight is from congregant Bernice Gorkin, chair of our Community Caring Task Force. Bernice? Can hardly wait to hear what you have to say.
Okay, thank you, Joel. This week's Torah portion talked about Jacob and his family. Jacob's growing family looked a bit different than the nuclear family. So do many families today. Our best families include ones we make for ourselves. No family is perfect. They stumble and break off from time to time. Yet we still try to be true to that family we have. I want to tell you a story about a man whose professional life portrayed him as the happiest person on earth. Today, his music continues to warm hearts. The man was born the grandson of slaves, lived in a very poor neighborhood in New Orleans. He found a family he needed to grow up strong and successful, a Jewish family, the Karnofskis. They immigrated from Lithuania to the United States, became peddlers of rags, bones, scrap metal, and empty bottles. At the age of about 6 or 7, this young Black boy joined the 2 oldest Karnofsky brothers in search of their wares to peddle. The boy was invited into their home, first to work for them, later to live in their home. For the first time, he was treated with kindness and tenderness. Much of what he found outside was filled with hatred and pain, but now he had a safe place to be. At night, Mrs. Karnofsky would sing Russian lullabies to put the baby to sleep. The family would sing along with her. He would sing along too. He learned to love music and singing. They were the ones that gave him the money to buy his first musical instrument, a cornet, for $5. Later, he would go on to play the trumpet, an instrument that he was never without. He wrote a story of his life and about the Jewish family that had unofficially adopted him. He said of them, "I learned how to live real life and determination." He always wore the Star of David to remember them. He proudly spoke fluent Yiddish, and he was given a Yiddish name that means big cheeks. His name was Louis Satchmo Armstrong. No matter what happened to him or in the world around him, he seemed to have a smile on his face. He left this world with happy memories due to the generosity of his adopted family. He realized if not for the family named Karnofsky that opened their home and life to him, his life could have been much different. As Louis did, we often find others to call family that take us in and give us support we need to grow, question, and thrive. Sometimes we do not agree with each other, we forget to be kind. But we are family. Mishpacha be yachad, a family together, even as we are apart during this pandemic. May we find our Karnofskis as we move through life. May we gain insights from our families and discover things about ourselves that we may have never considered. And may we become the families for others when we are called upon to do so. May it be so. Amen.
Amen. How beautiful, Bernice. Thank you so much.
Inspiring.
Hi
Thank you,
to Joyce
Bernice.
Newman, too, because I know you're at her house this evening.
Yes. Yes.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Joel?
For announcements this evening, we call on our adult education chair, Carolyn Elsey.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Great. Shabbat Shalom. We are thankful that we have the ability to gather, even if it's remote, and that you're able to join us this evening. Thank you to Cantor Fine and Joel for leading us tonight. And thank you to Bernice for that really terrific story. And mazel tov to Bunny and Bert for their anniversary. For the events and meetings over the next few weeks, they will all be on Zoom. And the links for those can be found in the email that comes out every Thursday. Tomorrow morning, Shabbat services at 10 a.m. It's a great opportunity to join in small group discussions. And there is a Zoom room available afterwards for general schmoozing. So that's something that's always a good time. And tomorrow night at 7:30 is Havdalah via Zoom. The book club will meet Tuesday at 11:30 in the morning. And Sisterhood is having a board meeting on December 8th at 6:45 p.m. And all Sisterhood members are welcome. Hanukkah is coming up really quickly, starts December 10th, and we will have a full weekend, Thursday through Sunday, with virtual events. The details will be in the December bulletin. And an email will be coming out next week with some details and Zoom links. Zoom links will also be included in the Shabbat Shalom email that comes out each Thursday. On Thursday, December 10th, we'll gather to light the menorah and sing on the first night. Friday, December 11th, will be Shabbat service on Zoom, and we'll celebrate Shabbat and Hanukkah and light our menorahs as a community. That'll be fun. Saturday, December 12th, will be Havdalah, followed by a Hanukkah party. You'll get to move between various Zoom rooms to sing, create art, listen to Hanukkah stories, or play virtual dreidel, which I cannot wait to find out what is involved with that. And then on Sunday, December 13th, Cantor will lead a discussion on various ritual foods for Hanukkah from around the world. That sounds delicious. And we will then get a few latke tips from the winner of last year's latke contest. Sounds delicious as well. We have finished all of the transition community meetings, and thank you to everyone who attended these meetings. If you did not get to attend, we want to hear from you anyway, and we've created a survey for anyone who has not been to any of the meetings. Surveys take no longer than about 20 minutes to complete, and the link to the survey will be sent out in an email this coming Sunday, so please watch for it. You will need to complete the survey by December 7th, so you have a few days to do that. You do not need to be a member to fill out the survey. Reach out to our president, Aaron Peterson, by email at president@tbetacoma.org. If you have any questions, if you need the link to the survey, or would like to have a discussion directly with Rabbi Flash. We also sent out a letter this last week detailing the next steps and a general timeline. It's really important we get as much feedback from the community as we possibly can, and your feedback really matters. Temple Beth El has modified or resuming operations / reopening status while in stage Bet. We're not allowing any in-person meetings with clergy or staff during the modified COVID restrictions implemented by the governor last week. One staff member will be at the office during the usual business hours, Tuesday through Friday, so that you can call the office if needed, but there are no drop-ins allowed at this time. If you're in need of help or willing to help those in need, please contact Temple clergy, staff, or leadership. Shabbat Shalom, and stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thanks, Carolyn.
So much going on. It's really exciting. We're now ready for the Misha Berach prayer. Please take a moment and write in and share the names of people who are in need of healing this Shabbat. And as we think of all of them, we also think about the fact that there are 62 million COVID patients and their families who are struggling with this terrible pandemic worldwide.
Join with me as you continue to write your names on page 253. Berach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe berach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We move towards the conclusion of our service, beginning with the Aleinu at the bottom of page 282 and then page 284.
Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gedula le'otzeh breshit, shelo asanu kigoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu ככל המונם, ונעל אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Please be seated. שהודנות שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושבי קרוב השמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו, בגוהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום בהשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת. אין עוד.
Please turn now to page 285 as we read together, and then we will be in the middle of page 287. On 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
As we prepare for Kaddish, please turn to page 289, and then we will have the Kaddish itself on page 294. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection, we abide, and by God's love, we are comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you.
On the Shabbat, I'll first ask to rise those who have lost someone in the past days, weeks, or months. Next, I invite those to rise who are observing a yahrzeit on this Shabbat. And I invite all of us to rise as we remember those who have died from COVID in just this week, as the numbers continue to go up. In Washington, in the past week, 108 people died. And in the US, more than 10,600 people died. And in the world, 72,000 people died. We join together after we hear the names, these names of yahrzeit: Genevieve Benedetti, Albert Ben Ezra, Jerome Cushman, Rose Eigen, Anna Fingerroot, Beatrice Friedman, Bear Frumkin, Jacob Gisser, Ulia Lish Harley, Francis Jampol, Murray Pallet, Murray Piatak, Celia Raphael, Shifra Rappaport, Elsie Remack, Gertie Rosefield, Brian Rosenblum, Alex Sadell, Eugene Schneider, Dorothy Schwartz, Robert Scherzer, Ann Steinman, Jean Sussman, Nathan Tal, Terry Took, Morris Toriel, Charlotte Wittenberg, Simha Zelichenko. We join together as one community as we rise. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, u'v'chaye decho beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yit'aleh ve'yithalal shemei dekudusha b'rich hu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata damioran be'alma ve'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. We say zichronam livracha, may they all be remembered for a blessing. And we say together, amen.
Amen.
Please be seated.
We would like to thank all of you for participating in our service and make special thanks to those who helped lead this evening. Suze and Bert Peters for lighting candles, and happy 25th. Bernice Gorkin for her sermon, a beautiful story and very inspiring. Carol and Elsie for sharing the announcements, unusually long, but not for our congregation. And our tech superhero, Aaron Peterson, for his coordinating of cameras and screenshots and participants.
And so we're going to conclude, and I want to thank Joel Henkin, my husband, for doing such a nice job. I remember that picture from, I believe, Maine, maybe?
That's right.
There you go. So we're going to conclude with Oseh Shalom. May the one who makes peace in the heavens above make peace for us, for all Israel, and for all the world. You can find the words on page 343, the second paragraph from the bottom, and join with us. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Sing it with me. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Wow. Let's now turn to the Kiddush, which is on page 5, and that's followed by the Motzi, which is on page 302.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinichilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tehila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kiddashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ava uvratzon hinaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat lechaim. And we join together for the Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Shabbat shalom. Again, my thanks to Debbie Jap for all her beautiful playing tonight and always. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Have a good meal.